Tell us your name and how many years you've been training in Zen.
It's Patricia Greene, and I've been training in Zen for 43 years.
Why did you start?
I started in the martial arts, and like so many things, tennis, swimming, you name it, whatever sport, I got into it because I love the physical activity of it. But in all the other sports, I quit because I wasn't perfect right away. But when I started Aikido, my teacher made fun of me one day in the middle of a seminar, and something just snapped in me. And I knew that I wasn't going to quit, that this was challenging me in a deep way, and I was going to stick with it and find out what it was.
So we just came off the winter sesshin, a week of nonstop sitting and training, and you were right there with us, cooking as the Tenzo, doing your training in the kitchen and with us in the dojo. What do you love or hate about sesshin?
Well, I started sesshin because my Aikido teacher told me, you do sesshin. And so I did what he had asked me to. And for me, it was a real awakening to facing myself. And it wasn't easy. And that was the difficult part. For me, the physical part of sesshin, going through the sitting and all the training, the exercises and staying up late, that for me was easy. But it was facing myself that was so difficult. And I knew then I wasn't going to quit. No. I was in it for the long haul. And the other thing that makes me keep coming back, and now I live it, is that it has changed my life dramatically. And my relationships are richer. I know how to handle stress situations a lot differently now. I have strategies that I can use to get through hard situations and fun situations too. And so the quality of my life just has a richness now that is wonderful and makes me keep coming back.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm going to ask one more question.
Okay.
The role of the Tenzo is really critical. And often at like Zen leader programs, people really see you as like this magnificent, they're always asking for your recipes. How do you do this? How do you do that? So do you want to say a little bit about Tenzo and training and quality of the food?
Yeah, I started cooking when I was about 3 years old with my mother, and we used to make fried donuts on Saturday morning, and it was so much fun. And I remember we made birthday cakes, rainbow birthday cakes for my dad when it was his birthday, and those were just treasure memories for me. And so I've always been involved in cooking with my mother. And then when I got to the dojo, I was not allowed in the kitchen for 10 years. I trained hard by myself with the jiggy and the rest of the crowd, but never in the kitchen. I wasn't even allowed to serve rice. And then all of a sudden one day my teacher came to me and said, go to the kitchen and make cookies. And I said, yes. And I thought, I don't have any recipes, or I just have to look to see what kind of ingredients they have. And it was a real challenge. And after I made those cookies, my teacher slowly brought me into the kitchen to help with cutting and a little bit of cooking here and a little bit of cooking there. And then before my teacher died, 8 months before he died, he invited me into the kitchen on a daily basis. So I cut back on my work and I went every day and cooked with him. And I learned so much about how to apply the principles that I've learned through my martial arts training and my sitting and funnel it all into my cooking. And because the quality of my life is better now, people feel that and taste that in my cooking. And that's why when people come here and say, oh, can I have this recipe and can I have that recipe? I say, why don't you come and sit with us? And that way you'll really learn and understand the recipe, because the recipe is you. And the more that you focus on training yourself and bringing up your energy, the more your people that eat your food will taste it and enjoy it.